And welcome back to Houston Life. We are back with marriage and family therapist Dr. Viviana Coles and certified sex therapist Emily De Ayala.
And before the NBC special report we just took, we also met our very special guest today, starting with Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm a single mother of 2 and happily dating.
And Joe, please reintroduce yourself.
I'm Joe. I'm a single father of 2, a full-time student, and searching for friendship that will hopefully turn into love.
Very nice. Cherie?
Hi, I'm Cherie. I'm a mother of 1, and I am happily married right now.
All right, Lance, up to you.
I am Lance Kassler. I am in construction. I am not dating, and I'm single right now.
All right, and Tanya.
I am Tanya Gonzalez. I am looking to hopefully find someone in this crazy city, but I'm single for now.
All right, excellent. Now, we had this discussion going a moment ago, again, before we went to that NBC News special report. Dr. Ayala, you were saying that in order to find love, no matter where you are in your life, you need to open your heart. So how do we begin doing that?
I think it's really important to have a good sense of who you are. You know, in addition to knowing what kinds of interests you have, you also want to know what kinds of values you have and make sure you're clear about those. You want to know what kind of respect you expect to, be treated with in a relationship and feel strong enough to walk away when something maybe isn't working.
So you really have to kind of like put yourself out there. There is truth into that. Put yourself out there. It's not,
Oh, yeah.
my Mr. Right's not going to just fall out of the sky.
Not going to land on your doorstep. Absolutely not. You have to take a step forward. I mean, I tell my clients all the time, we can do all the therapy in the world, but if you don't start trying to make some of the changes that we're discussing in your real life, you're not going to notice a difference.
When it comes to putting yourselves out there, though, I mean, we always hear like, oh, they come with a lot of baggage. I think as we all get older, we each come with a bit of baggage. How many of you have felt a little more hesitant as you've gotten older to look for love? Because you're afraid of getting hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So most of us have. I mean, Dr. Coles, what's one of the ways that we can prevent being hurt over and over again?
I think making sure that you do a postmortem. If you have a bad date, maybe try to figure out why that was such a bad date. Figure out what you would have done differently before you go out into another new experience. And know that every opportunity, you get a chance to do something differently and better.
Yeah.
Are there red flags, though, that you should look for in that first or second date?
Absolutely. I think
yeah.
if you're going to be with someone, and it's one thing for the nerves, everybody's going to be a little bit nervous. But if that's turning into mistreatment of the people around you, like, wait staff or even you, or if they seem really closed off, and even after you maybe ask them about it, hey, how are you feeling? I know this a little bit. If they still don't break that ice, give them 1 or 2 more chances. But then after that, it might just be that they're not ready to be dating.
Melissa, what was it for you that broke the ice? Because you currently have a boyfriend, right?
Yes, I am extremely clumsy, and the way that he handled that was on point. It was nice to see how he didn't react angrily. I tripped and fell and actually spilled something on him, and he didn't blow up. So it's like, hey, let's get you up, let's get you cleaned up. It was his attitude that was really nice.
Cherie, you're married. What was it about your husband that you just fell for?
Yeah, I understand he hit you in the face. Is this a real
Yeah, he did. Okay, so when I met him, I was with a singles club called Events and Adventures, and we went to a volleyball get-together, and we were playing volleyball with one another, and I was in the front row, he was in the front row, he spiked the ball over the net and hit me square in the face.
But you literally got smacked with love.
I really did. I did. And it was his reaction to it. Like, some guys are like, oh, well, if you can't handle being in the front line, get in the back. And he was just totally apologetic. He's like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Are you okay? Did you break your nose or anything? So it was the reaction and recovery from it.
Lance, have you ever considered that method of meeting a girl? Maybe?
Yes.
How'd it go?
That's why I'm single.
Good answer. I mean, I know you're involved with a singles group, which we're going to talk more about in the next segment. But what methods have you found have been successful for you, or not?
Not, I haven't. But I usually just try to be myself, and I don't, like you're saying, to go over and make changes on what you could do better. But if you change yourself too much, you're not going to realize who you are anymore.
Right.
So, I just try to be myself, and if it works out, it works out, and if it doesn't, then
Very
find the next
confident
one.
Joe, you have kids.
Yes.
So dating now, you're going to take into consideration the kiddos too, aren't you?
Absolutely, you know, and that was a big shock for me. You talked about baggage a minute ago, and I felt like I had so much baggage after I got divorced and had kids. And that, who's going to want to date me? I even drive a minivan. I was so embarrassed for a little while. But then I stopped and I looked at it and I said, this isn't baggage. This is the great part of who I am.
Yeah.
And I said, if I meet somebody and they respected the fact that I have kids in a minivan and want to go do things with me and the kids, that's who I want to be with. If someone says, I don't like the car you drive, I don't want a relationship
Exactly.
with that person.
That's not the person.
I really like that. I don't like the word baggage too much because it has such a negative connotation. You know, you're out there and single and dating maybe because other relationships haven't worked. And it's about bringing that history and everything you've learned and everything that has shaped you into your relationships.
Yeah, it's not baggage, it's experience, right?
Exactly.
You moved to Houston 3 years ago, and I mean, the challenges of living in a big city, we said earlier, it's great to live in a big city with so many fish in the sea, but what's been your biggest obstacle, you think, in finding
I think my biggest obstacle is my work. I do have a crazy schedule, so it's hard to find someone that can adjust to that and that it's okay with it. And I found that I found it hard because I work nights sometimes and during the week and during the weekends, so it's hard for someone to adjust to that kind of lifestyle too.
Yeah, finding time is definitely
Finding
tricky.
that balance.
Let's put this conversation on pause just for a moment.
Yeah, for more information, you can visit TexasRelationshipTherapy.com or ReviveTherapy.com. And you can also check out Emily and Dr. Coles on YouTube and Facebook.
And both ladies will be back every day this week to continue the discussion on love. Thanks, guys. We'll be back right after this.